Alright, so this is blue-black Grixis Shadow, which I don't know how I feel about this as a whole. In general, the appeal to staying in just 2 colors in Modern is that your mana base is kinder to you and deals you less points of damage. However, those familiar with Modern note the card Death Shadow isn't conducive to that, right? Like you want to hammer your health total so you can get this card into play and beat people down with it. So the question in my mind is there a compelling reason to not have a small red splash to gain access to the incredibly powerful Temur Battle Rage? So like, in my experience playing this deck against things like Dredge, for instance, playing Temur Battle Rage is a way that you really steal matches of Magic, especially against decks like Dredge that have a lot of random blockers. Hey, we played Blue-Red Phoenix as 2 of our 5 Moto Leagues last week. Thank you very much. We play real decks with some consistency here. Gamer, thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. We've played Whispers in Death Shadow iterations before, and they were actually pretty reasonable when we've done it in the past. Hey, Dr. Jack. Hope you're having a great Tuesday as well. Weathered Wayfarer. I believe that this indicates Soul Sisters usually, which is a pretty rancid matchup for Death Shadow. They have a lot of sweepers and a lot of cards that generate a lot of card advantage. Oh, interesting, weird. So they're playing Border Post to activate this. Well, I'm going to take Auriok Champion here, because that's something I can't attack through. And then I'm actually going to wait on this Bauble. Clown Copter, thanks for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I'm waiting on this Bauble on the off chance they don't know I'm Death Shadow. Because Bauble screams Death Shadow. They named Thoughtseize. Yeah, okay. That's a thing. That's a thing. I like that name. I don't really care if they go get lands, I don't think. I'm gonna Bauble myself here. And then there's a Fatal Push on top of my deck. Do I want to draw a Fatal Push? Yeah, and probably... Nah, I want a threat, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and Fetch Shock here. I feel like playing Terramander in a deck like this is probably much worse than just playing Delve Creatures. And you can't really play Delve Creatures and others. I'd appreciate steering away from commentary like that, Zesty. The elitism is generally not welcome here. Whether it be elitism about competitive leagues or my format's better than your format, whatever it is, just like there's no need to like put other people down who like things just because it's not your personal cup of tea. Maybe I should have dismembered this. I mean, I probably should have dismembered this during their upkeep after I drew the Shadow. Border Post plus Nykthos is sweet. They could be an Enduring Ideal deck. Yeah, they could definitely be that. Which is probably also not a particularly good matchup for us. No, Cabal Coffers is not modern legal. And now, like, I can just never beat this card, right? Like, there's no Temur Battle Rage in my deck. Like, my only way to beat this card is to go wide around it, which is incredibly difficult. Alright. Alright, that's a good start. Morning Burn Pit. Yeah, I like Grixis Shadow a lot. I think Grixis Shadow is really good. I'm kind of glad we're playing against Aurillac Champion here, because like it really highlights just one of the many random weird things that exist in Modern, that just like playing Temur Battle Rage gives you a solid method to go around. Wow. Okay. Yep. Yep. We are super dead. All of the ads that you see on YouTube are targeted advertisements based on the things that you view. So, if you are seeing ads for something that you do not particularly like, that means Google has determined that those are ads that they think are relevant to you and yours. I don't think this is a Collective Brutality matchup. I think I want to leave the Dismembers for killing some other early plays, as well as getting my Death Shadows out sooner. I think this is fine. Are guild parties ever used? I submitting a third color. I thought about submitting Boros Party Bus. I don't understand. I don't understand. I think you're missing a word or two, or something's typoed in your sentence, Turkey's Thought. It doesn't English to me. Karn is our enemy even when there are not Tron lands afoot. That is correct. I'm gonna mention this a couple times during this league. But for people who aren't in the subs Discord, which you are, if you're not in the subs Discord and you're sub, you should pop in there. Next Thursday, Friday, the Mythic Invitational is going to be going on, and rather than taking off those days, I'm just going to do all Moto days. So if you look, the points in the Moto queue have backed up a little bit. I've only been doing 5 a week, so sounds like a good excuse to work through that. I think I'm gonna concede. I don't know. I guess they mulligan to 5, and I've got double Stubborn Denial. I guess we could draw a threat and be okay here. I get to play this Mishra's Bauble and like do the scry thing again. Disdainful Stroke. I think with double stub, I actually don't want that. I think I just want a threat, a Death Shadow, or a Gurmag Angler. Even Shadow's not that good yet. Afternoon Mad Sith. Life gain is cheating, basically. Alright, at least we get to give him the old soft stub here. Keep Gurmag Angler, their Gurmag Angler dream alive. Maybe they just won't do anything and we'll draw a threat and it'll be hunky dory. Hopefully they play a creature and we get to dismember it and then untap and draw a Death Shadow. Card we put into a player's graveyard from anywhere, instead reveal it and put on the bottom of that player's library. So there's 9 cards in my graveyard already. I think I'm actually just going to let this one resolve. I think this is a piece of graveyard hate that I don't care about. I wonder if that's like their 5th Rest in Peace. Like, why would you play this Why would you play this before the other recipes? I guess it's one more for Nick, though. Shrine to Nyx. Alright. Well, my article for Abs in here will be coming out. It'll get published today. My same articles link, as always, should work. I believe they post at 11 Eastern, which is 2 hours from now. Yep. Now I need a second threat. Catch you later, Ziggy. All right. Big fishing. Do do do. We're going. Do 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 do. Leave in as many cards as possible in there for both future Snapcaster Mage draws and future fish draws. Are there guild party buses ever worth it? Or does the skeleton need a third color? I thought about submitting Boros party bus this month. I don't know. I'd have to see a deck list. The answer is like, do you have enough compelling creatures to be able to just play 2 colors would be the question. How do we beat a second champion? I think it means draw a third creature, which again, just like, if you just have Teamer Battle Rage in your deck, you just get to like trample over it and kill them. So like now I'm hitting for, you know, 5 a turn, which is dead in 4. 5, dead in 5 because they're 21. Hopefully we draw another threat and cut that clock a little bit. Oh, and suddenly they have infinite mana. That's 6 mana, yep. Yeah, what do you got here? We got one more stub. Helios, God of the Sun. Alright, I'm done. You win. Mercy. Mercy. I'm tapping out. I'm tapping out, chat. Conradixus, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me a play to this month with that. Uncle. Mercy. Hey, we were memed, chat. We were solidly memed. Alright, yeah, that sounds great. This is a very, very likely turn 2 Gurmag Angler. Main deck, rest in peace. Dang it, Modern. Dang it, Modern. This format is such an inbred cluster. Oh, Modern. Help. I need somebody help. Not just anybody help. I need somebody help. Help me. Help me. Help me. Well, I think we had to hit our second land that turn to have a chance. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with main deck rest in peace. It's like main deck Pyroblast and Legacy. You just say, yeah, this format's super inbred, mono blue decks. And you look at Modern and you go, yeah, main deck rest in peace is fine because this format's super inbred and a bunch of Faithless Looting decks. It's like, yep, it's very reasonable. Graveyard's a super busted zone. That Modern wasn't, this is bad, my opponent should be doing this. It was, this is probably fine, and it's a definitely commentary on Modern as a format that this is fine. We've been ousted, chat. We've been ousted. I'm just drawing like double Dismember Fatal Push against the Jace the Mind Sculptor Ancestral Vision deck. Might be a quick league, chat. Might be a quick one. Morning Bloodbath. Bloodbath is such an appropriate username for what's currently occurring on this stream. This stream is definitely Bloodbath adjacent so far today. It's not been a good seed. It's not been a good seed. All right, I think we're actually supposed to keep a couple of Fatal Pushes just because you don't want to die to Celestial Colonnade. And usually they have a couple of clicks post-board. Just have 0 ways to take a Rest in Peace off the table, have to discard it or stub it. Yeah, sorry, Banned Blood Moon. Thanks for coming back. Twitch has been having all sorts of issues since they changed their system around. Yeah, all 4 of these is probably bad. They're gonna turn it off, and it's just gonna be a bad 1-for-1 discard. These in Dismember instead of push to kill Lyra. That's smart. Yeah, that's intelligent. It's fine. We're just gonna mulligan and not play Magic. Doesn't matter what I leave on top, because we're playing a discard spell on 1. Yeah, for those commenting in chat, I agree that Dismember sounds better than Fatal Push because of the inclusion of Lyra and or Baneslayer Angel postboard. Man, this Flooded Strand is beautiful. It's almost like a priceless work of art worth stealing. And props to you if you got that joke. You've been around Magic a little bit too much, maybe. That's a Bauble. We'll Bauble ourselves again. A little scry shuffle. For the uninitiated, there's a player who was invited to some official WotC things like the Super League type stuff, who was later DCI banned for lying to a judge to steal a Flooded Strand promo at a Grand Prix. Hostage EV. Is it Hostage V? Hostage EV? Hostage V. Thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. I noticed that the length of time I've been subscribed to you is the exact length of time I've been playing Tron. I wonder what the correlation is. Honestly, though, I have to thank you. SCG Philly was my first open ever and your advice I was able to day 2. I don't think I could have done it with being part of this community. Well, thanks for the support, Bam Blood Moon. Hope you're having a good one. Was that a long time ago? Last year or so. I believe there's still DCI banned for it. It was pretty recent. This Flooded Strand promo is new-ish. DCI is the governing organization for judges and rules enforcement in Magic the Gathering. They just, like, draw a land for the turn and then play the land I didn't know about. That was nice of them. This is why I've been holding my fetch land, so I can do the scry trick. Because I don't want to draw that Watery Grave, for instance, here, so I'm going to fetch it away. Their hand's pretty bad at the moment, so... Maybe Mr. Shadow here. Oh! Him you. Don't draw a Jace, or a Terminus, or a Lyra. Hey, Zerblin, thanks for the 8 months. I hope you're having a good one. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. My opponent went bottoms up. Alright, what you got? Spell Snare. Well, that makes this Disdainful Stroke worse. Ooh, a fat stubby D, chat. Fat stubbornest of denials, eh? This Death Shadow is going the distance. It's going for speed. It's all alone. In this time of need, it's racing and pacing and plotting the course. I think I just pass here. I think I just, like, hide behind this Stubborn Denial, basically. Stop it. Alright, now I get to Thoughtseize this Spell Snare and put them on a 2-turn clock with this Disdainful Stroke up. So I need to draw Snapcaster Mage, Path to Exile, or another D-Sphere here. Terminus. I guess Supreme Verdict does it too. Hey, Wolfwood, thanks for dropping in to give that Twitch Prime support. I appreciate it. Glad you enjoy the YouTube stuff. Thanks for keeping me around. What's your spirit animal? Why is it a 1-mana fairy? Fuzzy Thanos. Thanks for the 9 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Might have gotten away with this one. They kept a little bit of a land heavy hand, and we cast some discard spells, and they went nowhere fast. Toy Story 4 trailer came out. We took the kids to see a movie last weekend, and they there was a short Toy Story 4 like intro. That's cute. I don't really have anything to change here. I'm gonna click submit. Sign me up. Oh, I forgot to change the pushes back to dismembers. Alright, if we die to a Lyra with this in hand, well, it'll be our fault. It's okay. I think I'm probably just gonna shave the top. The browns definitely come through underneath. It looks like pink tips at this point. Gosh, look at all these big, beautiful Magic cards. So I'm going to take their Opt away here. And then next turn, I'll play the other land out, and I'll Thoughtseize them again and stub their negate. '90s kids with your frosted tips and your Backstreet Boys, right? Alright, so I'll do this. Oh, wow, they're not negating. Weird. I feel like I'd negate there, but, you know, teach their own. I'd like to take your Rest in Peace away. I am one card short of putting a big fish into play. I definitely think the raw power level of the Abzan hero deck is lower than the raw power level of the other good decks in the format. The Abzan hero deck is a tiny edges deck, I would refer to it as. It's not a deck where, like Sultai, where the power level of your cards is going to carry you to victory. So Whispers doesn't really accomplish anything here because I don't have Delirium. Probably going to delve down to just... the Bauble in my graveyard, because Artifact's the hardest card type to get. And if my opponent keeps stumbling, this is how we win this matchup, right? Like, I'm pretty confident this matchup's really bad for Shadow. But occasionally Magic the Gathering happens, and you get to win your bad matchups. Talking to other people about the Abzan hero deck, I also think the way I've been sideboarding isn't super intuitive for a lot of people. So you'll definitely want to check out the board guide that'll be posted on Cool Stuff Inc. today if you haven't done so already. Alright, so I'm going to get Field of Runes here. They have Negate, D-Sphere, Terminus. I'm going to go ahead and Thought Scour myself. Hey, look, that's 4 card types. I'm going to hold on to the Whispers for next turn because I don't just want to get my Whispers negated. I also want to leave the Stubborn Denial up. So I'm going to go ahead and pass here. They'll Field of Rune me. Get a white source. Hopefully they don't have a path. You know, I technically should have, I technically should have floated a mana there. I don't think it matters. Weird, they didn't get white. They have, Jace the Mind Sculptor here. Oh, they have Mystic Gate. Weird. Hey, Saw3, thank you for the 19 months. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So they have D-Sphere, Negate, Terminus, and then 1 card I don't know. So unless that card is another counterspell, we should be good to go. Shadow's a good draw. Allow me to sing you the song of my people. Interesting. Alright, worth noting, if this was a Dismember, I'd be able to play it here. Please bin the D-Sphere. Alright, we got D-Sphere, Negate. They're left holding Terminus. Mishra's Bauble is an excellent draw here because it means I can kill this stupid thing. Let's take a peek at what's on top of their deck. Lad Chad, eh? Huh. I think I just Fatal Push here. Lad Chad is definitely annoying. Although now next turn I get to just go threat. I actually kind of want to draw a land next turn. So that way I can go threat, hold stroke up for a Terminus off the top. This is actually another good reason for Dismember. Alright, sweet. So they need like another copy of D-Sphere basically. This thing can't deal damage because of Chadley. Because of Chatterson here. Don't Supreme Verdict me or D-Sphere me, bro. Notice that neither your green-red monsters nor Gruul aggro use Wild Growth Walkers. The monsters use Jaded Angels. Do they not fit the mold of the deck, or does it not solve any problems that they have? So those cards and what they do, Sheriff, those are anti-aggro cards, right? And like the monsters deck and the Gruul aggro deck are aggressively slanted decks. So they're not trying to stay alive. They're trying to block a little bit and turn the corner, whether it be in the air or with just larger creatures in general. So they're not trying to go as long as things like you know, like the Teamer decks that have Hydroid Krasis, for instance. Okay. All right. I'm gonna bottom that. Probably want an actual threat here. Yeah. Basically, if you're on the Wild Growth Walker plan, you just want something in your deck that's big enough, or that like allows you to go over the top as the game goes long. And actually, I'm going to bubble myself here and find out if I want this top card in my deck. I really don't want to draw Whispers of Emrakul against Obstinate Baloth, so I'm going to go ahead and Thought Scour myself so I don't have to draw that. Things I would prefer not to draw at the moment. That one. Yeah, MTGO doesn't have a ladder like Magic Arena. It basically only has these league-style events. Valakut Titan. Is that what this is? Ponza. Alright. For those not familiar, Ponza is a 2-color land destruction deck. It also plays Bloodmane. Yeah, you just gotta remind yourself, Demir Spy, so you don't actually have a small slip. Calling Ponza a bad land destruction deck has the implication that there is a good land destruction deck that exists, though, so... I'm just going to take their Acid Moss. That one gives them a land in addition to taking one of mine away. If they Stone Rain me next turn, I'm kind of okay with that. I'm going to make sure I delve away the creatures that I have in here, because they have a Scavenging Ooze in play, which gets bigger when it eats creatures, so I'd prefer there not be creatures in here for it to eat. I don't even think Ponza's that good against Tron. Like, I think if your goal is to beat Tron, you're probably still better off like registering Infect or some kind of linear combo deck rather than Ponzo. You're missing a Spyglass and Black-White Aristocrats. I would recommend playing a Vraska's Contempt or an Eldest Reborn. Something that shut off a Planeswalker. You'll be marginally worse against Nexus, but similar against Esper. This attack might be bad. Just because, like, they have Bolt plus Baloth. Yeah, this attack is probably bad. Should probably start fetching some non-basics tap too, because I don't really want to fetch shock with the position I'm in. But I do want access to lands. Should I have spells I want to cast? Yeah, I think my Gurmag Angler attack here was bad with them having Bolt in hand and Baloth as well. Second Grizzly Ooze, yep. Jokes on you, Ponza player, were flooded. Yep. I would really like to draw another threat here. Okay, that is in fact what I wanted for Christmas. Now this makes my attack the previous turn look a lot less bad. So I get to, they have Bolt Baloth, so they can Bolt me to 4. But I'm attacking them to 8, and then I am attacking for lethal the following turn, assuming they don't hit the land for Baloth. I think it's right to get aggressive here. They might try blocking with Scoos plus bolting my Gurmag Angler, which I'm kind of on board with, because I get to Stubborn Denial that. Interesting. Morning, Jay Miller. Thanks for the 3 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. If they don't draw a 4th land here, they're going to be in a real bad spot. I don't think it's worth stubbing this. Like, obviously it gives them a 4th land for next turn, but I think I don't care about that. Yeah, deck building really is one of the best parts about Magic, honestly. It's one of the resource system in Magic may lead to a lot of non-games happening, but the resource system in Magic also like lends itself to incredibly deep deck building, especially compared to a lot of other games. Block. So now they're going to trade this Ooze plus a Bolt for this Gurmag Angler. So they have Baloth and then one card I don't know. Stub your thing. And then, like, next turn I attack for 10, they go to 4. And then they play Baloth and go to 8, but then they're still forced to chump block. And, like, this Dismember actually kills them. So I feel like they've ended up in a pretty bad spot here. Yeah, it's Mardu Day for Standard. It's funny how that works out sometimes. Just like, yep, today shall be the day of Marduki. Opponent is playing a good standard deck, you're playing a legacy deck. I don't even know that their deck's good in standard, Burgle. Like, standard decks tend to play a lot of lands in them, which makes the Stone Rain plan even worse. Like, part of the reason Ponza is at all relevant in Modern is because, like, people are greedy in Modern. I don't really have sideboard cards here. I think Disdainful Stroke's probably better than Whisper, especially in the face of Obstinate Bailoff, but that's probably about it. I think that's the only swap I want to do. This is fine. I'm gonna push that one right off a cliff here. Fetch basic swamp and kill it. Hey, Just Up B, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So, it feels a little bit bad to not fetch Shock to get the Shadow going, but I think it's important that I get a basic land here in the face of their Blood Moons and stuff. That potentially gets me a basic island, too, depending on what this looks like. Oh, look, an Acid Moss and nothing else. Alright, so I think I'm going to just play this and pass. I'm quiet. You should probably turn your speakers up. Looking forward to all the constructed events today. Yeah, I think today is a mono constructed event day. Looking at the cast we have in front of us, that sounds accurate. Relic of Progenitus, that's unfortunate. Considering I have double snap in my hand. It's a good draw. We'll get to wow. Okay. All right. Well, there go my Watery Graves. I think there was only one more in my deck anyways. Oh, you know what? I technically should have floated mana and waited on that Thought Scour, because if I'd have drawn a Watery Grave off the Thought Scour, I'd have been incredibly sad there. One of the old Tron killers. Yeah, remember when people thought that card was gonna kill Tron? People, those are people who hadn't actually played Modern. It's like the first in a long string of Tron killers that just like were just like not actually. So this actually doesn't have anything to fetch. Back in my day, we had to play Sowing Salt, right? Yep. Chandra, Torch of Defiance, sure. Yes, we are currently playing against Ponza. If I'd have cracked this fetch last turn... No, they still wouldn't be dead. If I'd have drawn Island this turn, Island was lethal, right? Island would have let me play Snapcaster, Dismember, Snapcaster, attack for 11, 12, 13, 14. Disdainful Stroke's a great draw. I still have them dead next turn, so I just want to do this and pass. Alright, so they're dead. This has been a great example of why Ponza's unplayable. It's like, Exa, they just completely executed their game plan and it just didn't matter. Because, well, I put cards into play. Nice deck. Only ended the game with 1 land. Doesn't matter. Had 2 giant creatures. My 12/12 only cost 1 mana, opponent. My 12/12 only cost 1 mana. In positions 2 and 3, there's a card called Utopia Sprawl. It's basically an extra land. It's kind of like a mana dork. That's an enchantment. It makes the land tap for an extra mana when you put it on it. So it's kind of like a mana creature that's a little bit harder to kill because it's an enchantment rather than a creature. Alright, this is good. This is, we've now exceeded expectations. We were definitely feeling like a downswing when we were 0-1 and down a game against blue-white. Clawing back to a 2-1 position. This is fine. Not amazing, but fine. Does Death Shadow lose 1/1 counters while on the field if you lose life? Death Shadow doesn't have counters on it. It just has a static effect that makes it smaller based on your life total. Tron. As modern staple, Whispers of the Emrakul. We have in hand for people asking. What's this? That was actually a really good draw. I mean, I get to put both these dorks into play. And then next turn I get to fetch shock, attack for 8, play Gurmag Angler. Go. We're gonna have a hard time beating Wormcoil Engine this game. Oh, they're playing bad Tron. Oh, this should be. This game's probably done. It's gonna be dead on turn 4. And the Mishra's Bauble actually means I can play Gurmag Angler without, well, paying for Condescend. Man, it feels therapeutic to play decks like this and beat decks like Ponza and Tron. Because, like, Ponza and Blue Tron are, like, the meme police of the format. They're just, like, decks that, like, beat up decks that are trying to be cute. Oh, no! With that remand, I'm not going to have lethal till turn 5. That's terrible. Hopefully we draw Street Wraith and still kill him next turn. Or Thoughtseize. Street Wraith and Thoughtseize would be ideal draws. Oh, wait. I'm dumb. They're still dead, right? This is +4, not +2. JK. JK, they're still dead. JK. Just kidding. Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! I clicked the wrong land! Oh, no! There isn't another shock land in our deck, chat. I can't kill them. Whoopsie! Oh, they had repeal anyways. Whew. Whew. No harm, no foul, chat. No harm, no foul. Sheriff Wiggles, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. So how executives work, you do things to get big. Yeah, basically. That is basically how it works. You just, like, play a bunch of things that deal damage to yourself to put Death Shadow into play ASAP. So you pay 1 mana for a really cheap threat. My dilemma, don't give Jeff money and wait longer for red-green poly runner, or do give Jeff money and don't have to wait so long. What a dilemma. Yep. The deck queue system, in a way, is very similar to a free-to-play queue. You either pay with your time and wait a little bit, or pay with your money and wait a lot less. It's dealer's choice, really. We've got strokes and rejections, which are great here. Fatal Push is not so great. Hurkyl's Recall is probably fine in this matchup. How do you feel about Whispers of the Emrakul overall? Dismember is probably not very good. Bring in these 3. Doesn't seem like a terrible idea. Anyone else having trouble with the Q-Link working at my website, Tom? My website appears to be alive. And the bit.ly forwarded fine here. Elysian does all the stuff, so we're going to keep that. Hey, Hostage. Good morning. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Welcome, welcome. We're setting ourselves up nicely here. So, this is ARG. Thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Well, bit.ly/Q, it's deck Q is the link you're looking for, Austin. You can also just go to my website and click live stream deck Q at the top under the navigation. So this is just a quick Death Shadow note in general. When you have Bauble, Street Wraith, Misty Rainforest, we kind of have a build our own scry effect here. So I get to play the Bauble myself. Then if there's a card on top of my deck that I want to draw, so in this case I do want a second land, I'll cycle this Street Wraith before I fetch. And if the card I saw on top of my deck was a card that I did not want, I would fetch before drawing with my Street Wraith. So I get to get a little bit of selection there by looking before I draw with my Street Wraith. They do not have a second Tron piece currently. They have Condescend. Well, I'm gonna take the Condescend here, just in case they draw a blue source, because I have 4 card types in my bin already. So like they're gonna play a land that I'm gonna Whispers of the Emrakul them next turn and take 2 of their cards away. Where are you getting that error from, Austin? Is it an issue with your web browser? That is our favorite bird wizard in their hand. Alright, Himu. Then, isn't this deck fun? They just, like, they mulligan to 6, and then, like, I Thoughtseize them, and then hymned them. So I assume we're going to see them get a blue source here. Weird. It might be some kind of issue with Twitch's mobile app then. Maybe Twitch's mobile app doesn't like Bitly's. Alright, well they have 2 cards in their hand, and I conveniently have this Hymn to Torox, so, you know. It'd be a shame if something were to happen to your last 2 cards. Some phones block bit.lys automatically for some reason. Yeah, I can see that. A lot of URL shorteners are used in scams. So it could be a safety feature on your phone to like try and protect you from yourself. The Whispers of the Emrakul were really impressive this game, huh? Like, incredibly so. Like, we just devoured their hand. Yeah, it might be a phone-wide setting, Mattman. Oh, would you look at that? A stubborn denial, just in case my opponent was gonna draw a card that possibly got them out of this situation. Just make sure, let's just make sure that's not an option. Alright, so this hits them to 14. And then any fetch or shock is lethal next turn, right? No, not quite, but close. Fetches are lethal. What makes Street Wraith played? This deck, you play Street Wraith because it makes you lose 2 life and it draws a card. So it puts an extra card in your discard pile for cards like Gurmag Angler to have extra things to delve away. And it makes your Death Shadow larger. It basically lets you play a 56 card deck while doing things that you want to do for both Death Shadow and Gurmag Angler. Makes these threats play out sooner. Alright, so sans a Worm Coil, this game is over. Snapcaster Mage, and they're gonna get to target repeal here, but I'm gonna get to stub that, so. Yeah, I agree, Admiral. Even the fair decks in Modern tend to be absurdly obnoxious, just because, like, you have to be obnoxious to keep up with the power levels of what the unfair stuff in the format is doing. So, I believe they're on a 0 outer here. I'm by no means a Blue Tron expert, but I believe Snap Stub with no cards in hand for them means they're on a 0 outer with this much mana. Yeah, technically there is a walk ability for every land type, although ones like Planeswalk, for instance, are a lot less common. And the evasion on X-Walk anymore isn't really a very commonly printed mechanic overall. Ugh. So it was really funny. So I wore my Tempo Storm jersey yesterday just for streaming, because it seems like wearing them on stream occasion is good branding. And Declan saw me in it, obviously, when he got home from school. And I went to run out to the store, and Declan saw me in the jersey and goes, "Daddy, are you going to a tournament?" Because it's like the only time he's ever seen me wear the jersey was when I played the Magic tournament at the Nerd Rage event. It was just really funny. T-Crush, thanks for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Landwalk is a 9 on the Storm scale, actually. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Things like Landwalk and Protection in general aren't good game design. One of the things that makes Magic an interesting game are the number of axes on which you have to interact with and make decisions. And things like Landwalk and Protection strip decisions away from the players. I'm doing very well, Brian. Good morning to you. This hand's, like, not amazing. If they're a matchup where Fatal Push and Dismember have text, it's probably fine. If they're a matchup where these cards don't have text, we're going to be in a bad spot. Hey, look, it's a matchup where Fatal Push and Dismember don't have text. Do I even play, or do I just concede and go to the next? I think I'm just going to concede and go to the next game. Maybe I'm supposed to take a draw step? I don't know. Yeah, landwalk means that they have a land of that type, it's unblockable. I feel like I'd rather they just don't get to know what I'm playing. If you want to see what could arguably be in contention for the worst templated card of all time, someone pull up the text of riding the Dulu horse in chat. It might be one of the worst templated Magic cards of all time. It's not the worst templated card because of horsemanship. It's not the worst templated card because of horsemanship. Read that card and realize what it's missing. Yeah, it doesn't say till end of turn. It gives it a permanent bonus from a sorcery. Horsemanship is different flying. That card actually saw a little bit of legacy play in a Bant Geist of Saint Traft deck for a little bit, because you'd give your Geist of Saint Traft horsemanship and just be like, good luck, Godspeed. Alright, well, we have to take Relic of Progenitus. They kept a pretty bad hand here. Let's see if they get punished. This is a no justice stream, so I assume they're not going to get punished, but it is what it is. Thought Scour was arguably the best draw in our deck, because it lets me put Gurmag Angler into play this turn. This is my turn 2 5/5 that then is going to have double 1-mana counterspell up next turn. I'm going to leave Thoughtseize in my graveyard, I think, here as the one card I get to keep. If we got to play Magic with Sharpies, everything would be better. Yep. Oh, look at that. A third 1-mana counterspell. Let's go. And by that I mean, if they get to this Ulamog, we're dead. So hopefully they're not going to get to the Ulamog. They need their third specific Tron piece and then 2 more Tron pieces after. Stop it. Like that was going to be okay. Enjoy my fat stubby D. The real question here is, do I counter this Sphere? Probably not. Counter your Tron piece, yep. Alright, so we're looking for Thoughtseize or Snapcaster Mage here. Another threat would also do. Perfect. Alright, so they're dead next turn. I have Dub's counterspell, and they're dead. They're dead next turn. We need to avoid Thragtusk. Tron piece, Thragtusk is their out here. Ancient Stirrings. I'm gonna stub this, I think. Well, there was a Tron deck over the weekend at the Open that did okay, that had like Thragtusk in the main. Alright, so they got a freebie game 1 because my opening hand was awkward against Tron. We got a freebie game 2. Now we have to try and win game 3 on the draw. This configuration is set up okay-ish against Tron, just because we do have 2 rejections and 2 strokes, which is pretty reasonable. EDH is a very casual format. It's mostly played with local play groups. Can I keep this? I think I keep this. Hey, the Blur. Thanks for checking out Quip. I hope you enjoy your brush. Be sure to drop me a message and let me know which deck you'd like to bump up the queue as a thank you. I think I keep this. It's turn 2 double shadow, right? I think I wait on the Street Wraith cycle here because I might want to soft stub something on 2 here, and I want to avoid letting them use this Relic of Progenitus. If I draw exactly Thoughtseize with it, I'm a little bit sad, but otherwise I think I'm okay waiting. Expedition map, sure. So you interact with big mana decks by just killing them. By just having counter spells and then killing them. Do I want to use the Stubborn Denial on a Chromatic Star? Is that too aggressive? That's probably too aggressive, right? Yeah, that's too aggressive. Thought Scour might mean this Gurmag Angler's not stuck in my hand, which is nice. It is worth noting that if I would have Stubborn Denialed this, drawing the Thought Scour means that I could have played Gurmag Angler this turn. Probably still okay. We're going to attack for 8 next turn and then 12 the turn after. And I have Stubborn Denial, so we're basically worried about Wormcoil Engine at this point as the card we can't beat. Thragtusk would be a little annoying, but probably beatable, especially if this this big fish gets into play. Bauble is an excellent draw. Well, they just let that resolve, so I get to put Gurmag Angler into play here. While still leaving a Stubborn Denial up. So, they don't have a Wormcoil Engine, we're good to go here. And we could hit a Ceremonious Rejection to beat that even. I guess they need Tron Piece plus a Wormcoil Engine, right? So Karn Liberated doesn't matter. Ugin and Oathstone are covered by Stubborn Denial. This is our 3rd turn, by the way. Just like 13 power in play. Go. Your move, Yugi boy. Fetch lands will not be in Horizons. They've already confirmed that. There will be no cards that are already Modern Legal in Horizons. Cycling the star at the end of turn there doesn't really make sense. Rejection. All right, don't Tron Piece Wormcoil me, please. Are you dead yet? Think there could be a new fetch type? No, I don't think they're going to print things that are better than fetch lands. I think that's incredibly unlikely. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Alright, well that had a happy ending. We lost our first 3 games of the league, and then we didn't lose another one until we conceded to hide information against Tron. Takeaways. Whispers of the Emrakul was good at multiple points against both blue-white and the other more controlling deck. It's an interesting card. It's like, this is a piece of combo disruption that can also generate 2-for-1s against fair decks in the format, so maybe it's worth playing. I feel like my takeaway from playing this is similar to my takeaway the last time we played this just straight 2-color Death Shadow deck, which is, I really don't see a compelling reason to not just play a couple of red shocks and play some copies of Temur Battle Rage. Like, Temur Battle Rage is really, really good, and you get to steal wins that you otherwise wouldn't be able to win. Like, the match we lost in the first round was to Auriok Champion, basically, and, like, having the card Teemo Battle Rage to go over the top of that and other random cards like it is reasonable, so... Fetches that come into play tapped aren't playable. The reason why fetch lands are good are because they're fixing that fixes your colors right away. All right, ready for Mardu Day, chat? It's time for a Mardu Day in Standard.